Have you been told that your dizziness is coming from your ear, but the treatments haven't completely helped? Or maybe you've had dizziness for months, but you're still not quite sure what's causing it. In today's video, I'm going to teach you 5 signs that your neck and not your ear could be causing your dizziness. While these signs aren't meant to diagnose, they can definitely help you determine whether your neck or cervical spine deserves a closer look. Let's get started. Sign number 1, your neck hurts or feels constantly tight. The first sign that you may have cervicogenic dizziness or dizziness triggered by the neck is an obvious one: tightness or pain in the neck. If you notice that your neck is frequently tight, shoulders are tight, maybe you get frequent headaches with pain in the back of the head, that is a classic sign that your upper neck is having a problem. There are a ton of nerves that live in the upper neck called proprioceptors. They're vital for your balance system. So how neck tightness causes dizziness is once you're in pain, it disrupts those nerves, your brain doesn't get the information it needs, and that leads to dizziness. So I'm going to help you through a simple home test you can do right now to see if your neck is tight or limited. We're going to do a range of motion assessment. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to look to the left as far as I can comfortably, and then back to the center. You can easily do this test along with me. And then what you want to ask yourself is, when I went to the left, did it cause tightness? Did it produce dizziness? That's a very important sign. If it did, drop in the comments or write it down on a piece of paper. We're going to need that as we go through this testing. Now, let's look it to the right. As far as you can comfortably, and then back to the center. Pause for a second, kind of analyze how you're feeling. Did that produce dizziness? Did that produce tightness? Did it start to feel like it's giving you a headache? Those are the classic signs that your neck is involved. We can also look at extension. How did that make you feel? Versus flexion. I would say 75% of my patients that come to see me for neck dizziness in the clinic, they definitely complain of dizziness with looking up. But I also have a ton of patients that get dizziness with looking down. But this is going to be your first sign that your neck's involved. Now, let's look at our second sign. Sign number 2, pain to palpation in the upper neck. For our second sign that your neck may be contributing to your dizziness, we're going to look for pain to palpation of the upper 3 joints. If I can gently press with my finger into the upper neck and reproduce headache, dizziness, or neck pain, that gives us a really good clue that the upper neck is definitely contributing to your dizziness. So here's a simple way that you could do this at home. What you're going to do is run your finger right behind your skull, right at the end of your skull, where you first start to feel it a little bit muscular there. And then you're going to be just offset to the spine, and you slightly palpate or press into the upper neck. Right below your skull is where the C1 vertebra is, the very first vertebra. You see how that feels? Then you go slightly below, about another finger's width below, and you palpate there or gently press there. And then you go one more down and you press there. And then you do the same thing for the opposite side. And like I said, we're looking for pain to palpation, dizziness, or headache. Even if it feels tight one side versus the other, that's very good information. If you're positive for that one, write that one down or drop that one in the comments for me. Now, if you have 2 positives, that's starting to create a little bit of a clinical picture. Now let's get into our third test. Hey guys, I just want to take a moment to tell you, at the end of last year, because of the audience asking me, please produce a book with all of these exercises in one place, I did it, and I did it for you guys. It's here, and this month it's on sale. If you get our book, you actually get a free ebook, a $20 value. It's chock full of exercises to help neck pain, neck instability, neck-generated headaches, and neck-generated dizziness. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's get back to the video. Sign number 3, weakness of your deep neck flexor muscles. For our third sign that your neck could be contributing to your dizziness, we're going to look at a very important stabilizing muscle in the neck, in the front of the neck, called the deep neck flexors. You have 2 deep neck muscles called the longus colli and the longus capitis, and they play a very vital role in stabilizing your vertebra so that your vertebra don't move in an uncontrolled manner. If you're weak in this muscle group and your vertebra continuously move in an uncontrolled manner, they can slip into a pinch. That's going to irritate the neck and cause pain and inflammation. And that's going to disrupt those proprioceptive nerves that we mentioned earlier and easily lead to dizziness. It also causes your large muscle groups to become really tight to overcompensate from the weakness of the deep muscles. So I'm going to cut to a little video clip. I'm going to show you an easy test you can do right at home. All you need is a couch or a bed that you can lie down and a pillow. I'll show you how this test works, and that's going to give you an idea if you have weakness of your deep neck flexors. This is another important piece of the puzzle as we're starting to put this clinical picture together. Let's cut, and I'll show you how to do that test right now. Okay, for this test for your deep neck flexors, it's called the cervical liftoff test. And this is what we're going to do. You're lying down in your bed or yoga mat, whatever you have. We're going to put you on a pillow. And now what I'm going to have you do is tuck your chin in like you're making a double chin. And then you slowly begin to lift your head off of the pillow. You should be able to hold this for 20 or 30 seconds without too much trembling, difficulty, pain, etc. But if you notice you're just a few seconds into it and it's starting to cause pain, discomfort, or you notice a tremendous amount of trembling, then guess what? That's a positive that you may have weakness in your deep neck flexors. Easy to do. Test yourself out. See what you think. Sign number 4, the rolling stool test. For our 4th sign that your neck can be contributing to dizziness, we're going to do a simple special test called the rolling stool test. I call it that because oftentimes I'm sitting on a rolling stool here in the clinic. But this is how it's going to work. I'm going to move my neck possibly to the right. Let's say earlier when I did the testing, when we looked at your range of motion, maybe you noticed that right rotation, if you hold it there, that's the position that causes you dizziness. So if so, now we're trying to determine, is it because I'm moving the inner ear to the right, or is it because I'm turning and I'm putting pressure on the neck? Both can cause dizziness. This is how this test works. Now that I know turning right causes dizziness, I'm going to leave my head still. That way there's no irritation from my ear or my vestibular system, but I'm going to move my body to the left. So my vestibular system or my ear has not moved, so I'm not disturbing that, but I'm still putting the pressure on my neck because I've created relative right rotation. Hold it for a few seconds and then right yourself. If that produced the same dizziness that turning to the right did, this is another clue that pressure in the neck might be driving some of your dizziness. Now, someone might argue, maybe that's not 100% definitive, and I would agree, but when we start to put 3, 4, 5 of these clinical signs together, it does paint a nice picture that your neck could be involved, and it would definitely warrant seeking a neck specialist to start getting this looked at. So that's the rolling stool test. Easy to do. Try it at home. Let's see if that gives you dizziness. If it does, write that one down on your paper or drop me a comment. Now, let's get into our 5th test. Sign number 5, vestibular treatment didn't solve the problem. Okay, we've made it to our 5th sign. We've done the range of motion, we've done the palpation, we've done the strength, and we've done a special test. Now let's talk about your treatment that you've already had. Maybe you started having dizziness, you went to the hospital, you went to your family doctor, and they said, you know what, I think you have crystals loose in your ear, and we're going to give you what's called an Epley maneuver, a maneuver to put the crystals back in your ear. That should solve all your dizziness. So you had the maneuver, and maybe you even felt a little better for a day or two, but then you noticed a week or two later, you moved the wrong way, and wow, the dizziness came right back. So maybe you sought out a second Epley maneuver, or a third, or a fourth. I had one patient tell me that she's been having Epley maneuvers for 20 years. It gives her a little relief, but it always comes back. If that's you, then it warrants that investigation. Why does it keep coming back? Do you have cervical neck pain? Do you have limited range of motion? Do you have that pain to palpation? Or maybe the doctor said, we're going to send you to vestibular therapy. You go to this clinic, you look at your cards, and you go really rapid to the right and the left, or maybe up and down, and you notice, wow, I tried that, but that really makes me sick. Gives me a horrible headache. Sometimes I even throw up after doing this, and I've been doing it for months, but I'm still dizzy. What gives? If your neck is in a bad way, doing these fast, rapid exercises, right to left and up and down, could easily disturb your neck and make you feel worse. I've had many patients that tell me they went to vestibular therapy for months, they spent thousands of dollars, and it usually just made them throw up. Now when I got to meet them and now I'm helping them, they're like, I'm still dizzy. So if that's you, added to all those other signs, then you very well may have cervicogenic dizziness. If that's the case, I've made several great videos on my channel for the research-proven exercises to stop cervicogenic dizziness, and I've written a great book, Cervicogenic Dizziness Relief, a complete guide to a dizzy-free life. I'll have the link in the description. So check out this video. I'm going to put it right over my shoulder. Go to it. Check out some of the exercises. I also have the book as a nice asset for you as well. But hopefully between the videos and the book, you can start getting some exercise answers that you need. I would also mention in your area, if you can seek out a certified manual therapist, or maybe a highly specialized therapist that works with the neck that's familiar with Gwen Jewell, a researcher from Australia who's a big expert on the neck. They're familiar with their exercises. They've got good manual therapy skills. That could be a great asset to help you in your neighborhood. Well, that's our video for today. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, do me a big favor, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future episode of Physio Tips Tomorrow. It's goodbye for now, and we'll see you in the next video.